I grew up in Akron, Ohio. My father was a general dentist in a small town, and I just assumed that I would go into private practice with him when I graduated from dental school. So one of my classmates in dental school, he wanted to be a professor. And then he convinced me to go to an American Association for Dental Schools meeting, which was the precursor to ADIA. And it just opened my eyes to the thought that this could be a career. When I first became dean of the School of Dentistry, I mobilized our community to develop a strategic plan.
It was already a top-notch institution, already a great dental school, but there were things that she wanted to do right away. For example, the facilities. She wanted to improve facilities.
We started a 4-year renovation of the entire building in 2018. She managed to guide us through that process right after the COVID crisis started, and then bring us up to full speed. And we still finished that renovation within the time frame of 4 years that was projected. So Dr. McCauley's contribution to the success of the university has really been this capacity that she has to deal with difficult times and difficult problems and maintain a steady hand, maintain a steady course for the university.
She has the gift of administration as well as the human touch of compassion. Under her leadership, we have seen expansion of our community-based dental education programs.
The majority of patients that are seen in these clinics are low-income patients. These are many times Medicaid or Medicare patients that are not seen in other places. So the impact of the work that our students provide to these patients is tremendous. For many of them, this is the only care that they can receive. We have observed that a steady increase in the proportion of our students that go to public health practices right after graduation. And I think that a lot of it has to do with the outreach program that Laurie McCauley started.
And so it just expands the outreach and the care for people throughout our state, the nation, and across the globe.
Laurie's a world-class researcher. She wanted to ensure that not only did we keep our status as a top-tier institution for research, but that we built on that.
We observed a very significant increase in funding for research in the school. That's about 3 times higher funding levels as opposed to before Laurie. And again, my job today is to try to maintain our school in that level.
So my research has been in the basic cell and molecular biology of bone, how bones form, how they are lost during inflammatory conditions and metabolic bone diseases. And I've always been intrigued by the relationship between overall skeletal bone and bone in the oral cavity. I have been able to incorporate, I think, my vision of how critical research is to the practice of dentistry and the profession of dentistry. This is not my idea per se, but it is the vision that I have been engaged in my entire time as a faculty member. In other words, the generation of new knowledge is not only a privilege, but it's a responsibility of our profession.
Looking at Laurie's career is really an inspiration to all of us. She has been successful not only within the context of a dental school and in dentistry, but now she has expanded the influence and the impact of her work way beyond it. So she's impacting the function and the day-to-day operations and the budgets of this entire university. From the research perspective, it's the same thing, right? So her research was initially very dental, but then with the work on prostate cancer and bone metastases, she is, as a dentist, she is impacting the field of urology and oncology. And that is an opportunity that we all have. We just have to take it.
Laurie's legacy can be so many things, but I think The thing that really resonates with me is her mentorship and just the countless number of faculty, staff, and students that she's had influence on over the last few decades.
What I'm most proud of is really the mentoring and the development of future educators, future practitioners.
Dr. McCauley has had a profound impact on my career. I came back into dental education because of her leadership, but under her leadership, I was able to be promoted not only from a director of an office, but also all the way to associate dean of the office. I credit her mentorship, I credit her leadership and her compassion in taking the time to sit with me and say, we're going to make this happen.
The Adia Gies Award is a huge honor in our profession. It signifies that one's colleagues and peers think they've made a difference. You know, it's not the work that I've done individually, really. It's the work of the people around me in the communities who have bolstered and partnered with me. And then in part, you just feel like, wow, what an honor.
Laurie, I just want to say congratulations on this well-earned and well-deserved award. I can't think of anyone who is more deserving for the recognition of your leadership and vision. And I just want to take the moment to thank you for your mentorship.
We are all so very proud of you. And in the name of the University of Michigan School of Dentistry, and actually the entire university, we want to thank you for all that you have done for us, for dental education, and for the dental profession. Thank you, Laurie, and congratulations.
I'm sitting today as the chair of the board of Adia, and that has a lot to do with Provost Dr. Dean McCauley. And I will thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm so grateful to see you receive this award.